This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock.
Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today in the arena, I'm playing a deck I bet you don't expect me to play. This is mono red, we play mono red, mono red. Alright, why the heck am I playing mono red? What got into me? What is wrong with CGB? A little bit of personal stuff is going to be at the end. I'm going to tell you about what's going on with me today. The short version, I don't have a lot of time. I need to make a video. I can't let the streak end. One of those days. The longer version, I'm going to give it to you in a few minutes. I'm going to let you know when I'm done talking about the deck, and then you can skip into the video if you're one of those who doesn't particularly care about what goes on in my life and you just want your Magic content quick and dirty. Oh, we're going to get it quick and dirty today. So, Strategy Master 123, who you might know from the Mono Red University, who battled me, CGB, sent me a list, and this is almost the exact list. I made a few changes because there's some things I wanted to try out. Strategy Master 123 brought Fireblade Charger from the new set into the deck to replace Scorch Spitter. As long as it is equipped, it has haste, so it's a nice top deck to put the Embercleave on. And whenever the Charger dies, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. So it's like Goblin Arsonist or Footlight Fiend, but it gets a little bonus. If you somehow give it a bonus plus X plus O with something like a Castle Embereth or an Embercleave or even a Rimrock Knight, you do a little extra damage. So that's one of the new cards. We also had to replace Runaway Steamkin. The red mages have this new toy named Kragan Intimidator. 1 in a red, 3/1. Human warrior, cowards can't block warriors. Fun line of text. We actually get to call people a coward for flavorful reasons, not just because they are playing in a cowardly fashion. So one colorless, choose one that hasn't been chosen. You get to do one of these things. You can either make a creature a coward, meaning it can't block your warriors. You can give this a boost and make it a 4/2, or you can give a warrior trample this turn, which could be very helpful, although none of the warriors are particularly huge. In fact, do we have other warriors? I think we're down to the Goblin Warrior and the Intimidator, so Warriors gaining trample is probably the least used one. The rest of the deck you probably recognize with Embercleave, Torbrand, Bonecrusher Giant, Annex Hardened in the Forge. Where my list differs from Strategy Master 123 is Claim the Firstborn. Strategy Master was running 3 of these, which I think is a hard read on an Uro metagame. So, I mean, Claim hits a lot of things, let's not joke, but there's no way to sacrifice, so it really has to be like a lethal blow. It's kind of its own mini Embercleave. I'm going down to 1, because I'm not sure how that's going to line up in Best of 1, where the meta is often much more varied and battlefields are much more cluttered, making Claim a little harder to use. And I'm trying a few other spots. I'm running a Shock to just get rid of a Lotus Cobra on sight, and I'm running a Royal Eruption, which is a new card. It deals 3 damage to any target at sorcery speed, or you can kick it to deal 5. So those are the 2 adjustments I'm trying out. And then in the mana base, 17 mountains, 4 Castle Embereth, and there were 19 mountains in the Strategy Masters list. I'm trying out 2 of these Shatter Skull smashings. So, Light Up the Stage is gone. Red decks need to hit their land drops now the old-fashioned way. And for me, I wanted a land that could also be a spell, because I think that this is going to be a boon in mirrors and in aggro versus aggro matchups in Best of 1, where having the access to a late game kill 2 creatures might just be able to take it over the top, as opposed to top decking another mountain. We still need a healthy mountain count because we want 4 Castle Embereths. So I don't think having all 4 is necessarily right, but going up to 23 lands and having some of them double as spells is probably a good way to hit your land drops and make up for the lack of Light Up the Stage. Other than that, it's mono red. You've seen it, you know it, and I think if you're out there as a mono red player trying to grind out your quests and wondering what to do with mono red with new cards, this is a good starting place. I think that you should try it out and see where it goes. All right. with that out of the way, I'm going to give a quick little me talk. So if you don't care what's going on with me, you can go ahead and skip to the gameplay. That's what it's here for. I try to give you gameplay every day and not sermons about my life, because I know that's what you're really into. You know, I don't remember the last time I uploaded to my main channel just a talking video where I didn't give you some magic. So that's what I'm out to do. But some days that's really hard. And today was one of those days. I had to have a 6-hour round trip, 3 hours each way, to take my dog to an animal hospital specialist place to have her looked at, because she's got some things wrong with her, and she's my sweetie. Pictures of her on the Patreon, and I think I put them in the Discord too. Yeah, she's a chocolate lab. She's only 7. We think she's got a lot of good years ahead of her if we treat her well. And because it came right at the same time as the new set release, I wasn't able to pre-record a bunch of videos. And because I streamed so much the last 2 days, and because that was so exciting, I haven't been getting much sleep. So I'm on about 6 hours of driving, although my wife helped out a lot, did a good amount of the driving, but still exhausting. And about 4 hours of sleep, maybe 6 hours between the last 2 days combined. So today was a pretty rough day to make some content. I have some decks I'm really excited to show you guys, like Dimir Rogues and Blue-White Control, and many more actually, but I want to save that for when I can really get myself up to do it. Now is going to come the point where a bunch of you are going to tell me, CGB, it's okay, you can take a break. We'll live for one Saturday afternoon without a video. And I know that. I really do. There's 2 things that come into my head when I contemplate skipping, all right? The first is how good it would feel to take some time to myself. Many of you understand that. You've acknowledged that in the comments. You're like, you should take a day off. We would understand, and I know. That is 100% true. The other thing that comes into my mind is that if I were to take that day off, I would probably spend the next, I don't know how long. It would be a while. I would spend the next weeks, maybe months, thinking that I had an opportunity to bring some amount of entertainment, maybe happiness, maybe cathartic release, maybe distraction from what's going on in your life. I had an opportunity to give that to literally tens of thousands of people, and I didn't do it. And how much effort would it really take to open a game, play some mono red, and make some wisecracky jokes at the camera? I can handle that. I can do that for an hour. To literally bring an escape to tens of thousands of people, something I'm so lucky I get to do, I can suck it up, because I know I'm going to be so proud of myself for pulling that off, for getting through it when it was hard. That's going to outweigh any feeling of like relief or satisfaction I might get from skipping by a mile. Because if I skip, that satisfaction, that satisfied feeling is going to go away fast, and I'm going to wonder, what if I had made a video? I could have made so many people happy. And anyway, that explains to you kind of part of how I do what I do. And then here's the other part. You guys have noticed a resurgence of what some of you might know as evil CGB on the channel. And here's the thing. Daniel Wagner, which is the name my mother gave me, prefer you call me something else, has a lot of weaknesses. He gets tired. He gets cranky. He gets lonely. He gets scared. And he gets exhausted. And sometimes, yeah, he does burn out on magic. He gets tired of magic. But something I learned by indulging myself in acting, I was a theater major in college, and just something I learned about becoming a character is the character can have all these strengths that you admire without your weaknesses. So when Daniel Wagner is tired and sleepy and exhausted and doesn't want to frickin' do it, this guy shows up because CGB doesn't have those weaknesses. CGB doesn't get tired. CGB is not afraid. CGB knows only aggression, domination, mastery, to be the one in best of one, not for any other reason than for your entertainment, because we can. And that guy, when Daniel Wagner is too tired to make a video, CGB says, get the job done. Let's dive in. Let the nonsense begin. Double Cleave, Early Critters. Oh, I'm ready. I remember how to play this deck. I remember exactly how to play this deck. You can take away your go, but you can't take away Hello Fervent Champion Slap Yo Face. What? Go away. I don't need to know what's in my red deck. How are we liking new pets? Not as annoying as dogs. And they do stuff. Like, I think you make this thing spin somehow. What? Madness. Let's intimidate. Could have also played Rimrock Knight because it would get him for 5 next turn because of the +1/+0. I'm not sure. I think I just want to jam with the new card. We has 1/1. And edgy. How to do it? Well, we want to hold up that we can pump this. That part I'm pretty sure about. If the opponent blocks, we can pump, eat it, play Charger. We don't have a removal spell. We do need to get another creature on the field so we can cleave if we top deck a land. We could also play Robber. The opponent might double block it. We could attack with Fervent, they'd trade the Edwall, keep a 1/1. This is actually pretty tough. What would Strategy Master 123 do? I don't know. I think it's too easy of a block with the 1/1 token on the Intimidator, so I don't love this play at all. There's also a case for Robber, attack with Champion and Robber. Force the opponent to block away their Innkeeper. And this doesn't push enough damage, and there's a frickin' Lovestruck Beast coming. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, the Ember Cleave is gonna be just brutal if they play a Lovestruck Beast, right? Make a 5/5 draw a card, that's just too good. How am I supposed to deal with that? But I do have an attack into the Lovestruck Beast with the Rimrock Knight and the Charger. That I've got going for me. They won't block it anyway, because they want to keep the Innkeeper probably. Drawing 2 cards a turn, some of them being 5/5s, is pretty good. Mountain off the top. Okay. Moment of truth. I think we attack and see how the opponent wants to handle the Ember Cleave, because we need to get it onto the field very badly. Okay. Okay. If the Fervent Champion lives, it's a free equip, which is a big deal. Gotta get the beast out of the way, I believe. Still a long way to go in this one, though. But we have some nice follow-ups. Robber of the Rich, Rimrock on the Fervent Champion can help it deal a ton of damage. Like, we can swing for 10 next turn. But the opponent surely has more blockers. Another Innkeeper and a... Whoa! No Fae of Wishes. Rip. Alright, defenses have been built. Wow. That's pretty good. And I think we still want to play Robber as well. Not having the mana open for Rimrock Knight is scary, but we'll have 2 of these so we can move Embercleave around. Actually, if we attack with 2 of these, the opponent can block this with Fae of Wishes. That's really bad, right? I wonder if we hold Robber and use the Rimrock Knight then. It's not nearly as mana efficient, but I think it's better. And I guess it's about equal mana efficiency. Interesting. We can deal the opponent 10 with this Rimrock Knight. But I don't know if we can finish the job next turn. And this 1/4 will still be around. So, rush it. I know getting the opponent to 2 sounds really good, but Uro's a card. And these 2 combined can create 2 threats that each with an Embercleave unblocked can be lethal. And if we draw a land, we can threaten to re-Embercleave the unblocked one if the opponent only plays 1 blocker. That sounds good. Please not a Lovestruck Beast. Please not a Lovestruck Beast. Their deck only has 3 cards in it and some land. Must be nice. Must be nice. Oh, look at that. That is a very unfortunate top deck. Alright, something's gonna get through. Come on, unsummon. Bone Daddy? Down to 3. Robber's on the field. There's a Bone Crusher Giant exiled. And now we know that they're Teamer Adventures that hasn't found a red source. They've just been drawing the same cards over and over, and we've drawn 3 Embercleaves. I do have to say, this is the nightmare matchup, and we're still close. You know what I mean? It's still close, and we have top decks in our deck to win. There's the 3 damage burn spell. It's a one of, but it exists. And our opponents played 2 Lovestruck Beasts, 2 Fae of Wishes, 3 Innkeepers. There it is. We knew... I mean, somehow Uro snaked its way into Adventure. I still don't think that's the right place for the card, but there it is. Now our opponent finds 2 straight red sources this turn. They must be a little tilted about that. And they're still being aggressive. Look at that. Oh? Maybe not. Okay. Do they have a Brazen Borrower ready to go? Let's see, I can attack, do 2 face. I think I've got to equip this, though. Does I get another cool card? 2 Bone Crusher Giants! Alright, this Robber of the Rich has to... The opponent has to kill it. Oh, no! Oh, no! You monster. I had a feeling they had the Borrower, and I like the way they played it. So, the only rogue in the deck is the Robber, right? We'd have to draw another one to get to fire those off, and Uro's about to come back, so... Good game. I think we had a very poor draw, and I think theirs was actually turned out fine. So, I'm down for it. It is what it is. Like this hand. Hate being on the draw, but like this hand. Let's see if the opponent's going to come out guns ablazing with blockers. Wow. So this is the 2nd game in a row against turn 1 Edgewall Innkeeper. It's rough. It's rough when your opponent draws a bunch of cards. Is this the same deck? Okay, turn 2 Clover. Adventures is the only deck people are trying out. Interesting. And we get the same start as last game. So will the opponent have Lovestruck Beast? Will they have Bone Crusher Giant? Are we dead already? We have a really good curve, but I don't know if we'll get to realize it. There's a pathway on red. And yeah, GG. We go first in that spot, we would still have tokens, or the Annex would be dead, but we'd still be Ember Cleaving. But on the draw, we are done. We're just donezo. Should I get rid of this? Letting the opponent draw a bunch of extra cards seems pretty bad, so I'm going to stomp this thing, get out the charger. We're going to need more bodies on the field to get in there with Annex anyway. We can always hope the opponent floods or doesn't draw land from here. Looks like they do miss a land. Alright, if we put this down, we might be able to cleave next turn. And the opponent is going to they're going to want to respect it and hold up Brazen Borrower. So let's see what happens. Edgy. That might be off the top. No, the land is off the top. Got it all, man. Got it all. Magic is easy. Even getting aggressive. Missing land drops for our side. I guess I'll play the Giant because trading that might go better. Although I don't really want to. Terror of the Peaks. Is it time to trade? I think we make the opponent block. But, I mean, they're just threatening to kill us next turn. And they're at 18. Yeah, this was a joke. What a destructive game. Why? How do people play mono red? I haven't come close to winning. Alright. Think I figured it out. It's a mentality thing. You've just got to feel the aggression in your blood. Oh, I got a hello for you. Will we get a third Teamer Adventure deck in a row? No, we will not. It is mono red. They play mono red. So would they trade for this? Do we want to trade for this when we have an Annex coming up? Probably not. It's not like they have a way to sacrifice it, but we'll be the first one to Annex on the field, and then trades look a lot better. Cool. It is so on right now. So, if I attack here, and the opponent blocks here, it's a trade, but I get a 1/1. If they block here, I kill this, but they pick off something else. If they double block it, that's pretty bad too. Maybe we're just supposed to attack with everything. If we do it like this, the opponent can trade one charger for 2 chargers, but I get 2 1/1s and I pick off their champion. Alright, let's get it on. Let's go. Definitely prefer to trade while Annex is alive. Token. Yay. Fireblade Charger, I will pick off your face. Opponent will pick off other charger, get another token. It does weaken our Annex significantly. But we've still got creatures, our opponent has none. Castle Embereth, please. Or a Cleave. Or a Torbran. We got top decks. They have the Annex now. Alright, like I said, you gotta feel the aggression in your blood. What you got? Opponent might say no blocks and we get to just rim rock the face. Okay. So we can use the shock, or we can just trade away the Rimrock Knight here and hold on to the shock, which I think I like more. Strong. Gotta make it look like we're setting stops so that the opponent thinks we don't have the shock, but we do. Rabbah. Will the opponent attack with it? Royal Eruption. Gross. So the opponent is also playing the new Volcanic Hammer. Pass 2 attacks. We only have 1 card, so they can't steal a card. And no attacks. Let's use the shock, because right now the opponent has no blocks. It should have attacked with a Satyr. It can't block anything. Even I know that. Down to 6. Again. Set some bluffy stops. Last time we did have the shock. Maybe this time they'll think that we do. Nice. Not good. You might want to attack with that Satyr. There you go. Good job. That's a good one. That's a good one. It was the top deck we needed against Teamer and didn't get it. Gonna be a little toxic about it too. Nice. Red on red. Come on, there are no heroes. There are no heroes here. On the draw with a lot of good cards. Like everything the deck needs. We just have to draw the land. Seems like the odds of that aren't great. We're looking at a 35%er for each draw, and we get 2 draws to hit it. So most of the time we don't get there. And even if we do get there, we have a couple of turns where we're going to be looking for land 3. Mulligan. Better, closer, warmer. Alright, I think I'm getting rid of the Intimidator. This card hasn't impressed me, and on the draw it looks particularly bad. Although haste is so much better on the play, honestly. That's actually a tough one. On the draw too, Robber doesn't hit as often. I guess I'll keep the Intimidator. Definitely keeping 6, but you can go. Here we go again on my own. Block? What's that? There's no spectacle anymore. Oh, gotta mute that dog. We're in, the rim is rocking. Opponent could have just played the 3-1. I guess they really want the extra value. Oh, they have a shock? Are you gonna use it? Or what? Good. Oh! Spikefield Hazard. 1 damage and an exile to a target. Seems pretty low impact for mono red, but you never know. So far we kept a 3-lander, we've drawn 2 straight lands, and things are looking terrible. Our opponent has a 4-carder and an adventure, so even though they went first, they're up on cards, relevant cards, by possibly 2 or 3 to 1, which is horrific. But they did just miss a land drop. Maybe they will miss more of these land drops. Alright, Torbrand, you're gonna have to do the work. That's a card. What you got? I'll tell you right now, I'm not blocking. Ooh, they're still missing lands. Oh, you are telling me there's a chance. Okay, so if they gang up, they still can't kill the Torbrand. So our backup Torbrand isn't very important. They can trade Fervent Champions. Right? Right. So is it worth it to kill their Fervent Champion? Or should we just attack with a Torbrand and hit them for 5? We could also Royal Eruption the face, which is 5. Or we could kill the Fervent Champion and just keep getting in there. I think it's kill their Fervent Champion. Ride. Down to 8. We are at 12. We have all the land. Our opponent has none. Looks like they may have bricked again. Double Roberto. That can trade with Torbrand? Oh my. They'd rather be aggressive. You admire it. Annex. Alright, well I'm definitely attacking. It threatened lethal. They had to block or Castle would win. And without enough creatures to Embercleave, I don't see how they pull this off without their own Claim the Firstborn. Guide Beast! Hype! I think we just block as much damage as possible, no risk. Pick that land up. The opponent does get to replay it and use the mana. So can they deal 3 to me? No. That was scary. I thought they had the hammer. I thought it was hammer time. Not gonna lie. Thought it was hammer time. So far we have proven dominance in the mono-red mirror. Can we beat other decks, dare I say, other real decks? It is a slow hand, but we're on the draw and it has power, so I'm going to keep it. We're playing Legend of Me. Interesting name. I prefer Legend of CGB. Come at me. Opt. Who opts these days? Is it? Is it? Is it? Is it a joke that ever gets old? No, it isn't. You love to see that crash through. It means they don't have many things to do. But we might see the 3/3 next turn. Let's get the Charger down because I'm not actually sure the Bone Crusher is going to hit anything. It's not an efficient use of mana, but we want to get something on the battlefield. The opponent might shock it, which, ouch, but... Maybe I didn't want to give them something to shock and then play the 3/3. Stormwing Entity, that's the card. Maybe it would have been better to do nothing. Let's find out. They said go. Okay. I don't think that there's a way that they can like ambush this in combat, right? So if that's the case, we just play the Annex after combat. Do you think they have a Brazen Borrower? They've done so close to nothing that I think they do. If I play an Annex, I get pretty much nothing for it. At the same time, if I play a Bone Crusher and they bounce it, they take 2. The other thing, though, is 2 Bone Crushers can kill... 2 Bone Crushers can kill a Stormwing Entity, and if they have a Brazen Borrower, I want them to play it. I don't want them to bounce the Torbrand. So we'll go for the Annex. Boing. I think they would have played this last turn, so they drew it. So that should mean no other plays this turn. Unless they're taking really weird lines. Okay, opt means they definitely don't have another Brazen Borrower to hold up. And they wanted to draw this turn, so, yep, giant. The Izzet gang of adventure creatures is a strong group. Let's give them the Torbrand. They might not have the answer if all of their cards are Bone Crusher giant sized. And if they have borrowers, we gotta get through them. Oh yeah. 2 mana up though. That is dangerous. Let's try for a Bone Crusher on the Bone Crusher. If the opponent responds by bouncing the Torbrand, we play another Bone Crusher if we want to. Dead. Just the way I like it. Swing. If this hits, we'll play an Annex post-combat. Hit for 4. Pay 3 life, gladly. This is one of those moments where 3 life looks pretty good. I don't like going for Embercleave there in case they do have a Brazen Borrower. It would be too much of a blowout. We'd be too far behind. The fact that they held that mana open, didn't do anything with it, they might have a Borrower and they're just waiting for the cleave. If they tap out here, though, they are wrecked. Entity. They still have open mana. 1 open mana. It could be an Unsummon. I run Unsummon. So this draw is good because it lets us play Embercleave and Bone Crusher Giant. Let's start with the Giant, see what happens. Oh yeah, they did. Izzet got a pretty slow start, and the adventure creatures just couldn't hit with the power. The power of the red deck. We get to square off with longtime rival of CGB in the Mythic. Best of 1, Mr. Legalize. Don't know how many times I've played Mr. Legalize. Here's a hand. Let's keep it. Yep, I always suspect mono green. I always get mono red. This is mono red.
They play mono red. I also play mono red.
Attack face till they're dead. Who's gonna have the hand? Who's gonna play it better? Underworld Ragehound. Possibly filling in for the Intimidator, to be honest. So I can hold back the champion to block the Ragehound and the opponent has to do something about it. I could also use a Bone Crusher Giant because I'm on the draw. Or I could establish a Robber of the Witch. Intimidator looks really bad until I have the mana to use it because of the champion. If the opponent is going to play an Annex, I might be a lot better off. This says, attacks each combat if able. So the opponent definitely plans to kill this. They have to. So how can I put other pressure on them? I suppose the Robber is pretty good for it. If they plan to kill it anyway... No, we still want them to spend their mana killing it, so we're going to hold back the champion. Oh, this can block? Wait, what? Actually, I'll take a trade, right? We're on the draw. If the opponent trades here, that's a good thing for me. I'm sorry, I've been looking at 3/1s that can't block for way too long. I don't know how they work. I'm used to my 3/1s just being Rimrock Knight. They just never can't block. Just can't do it. Mr. Legalize. What you doing over there? Did you get a case of the munchies? Have to go to the fridge? Maybe you had to step outside for a second? One can only speculate what such a username would do that would require the rope. They have no timeouts though. If this hits 0, nothing happens. All right. You bunch of high mofo. Kids, don't ask your parents about that. This is supposed to be a PG show. PG-13 maybe, for salt content. The occasional jokes slightly above the adolescent level, but not by much. Classic Mr. Legalize. Got distracted, had to go do something else. Who knows what that could be? Maybe they set their own pants on fire. Shout out to the Magic players out there, high as a kite while they grind Mythic, man. Way to do it on hard mode. Way to do it on hard mode. Game's hard enough. What do I do here? I don't think it matters, but this seems fine. I gotcha Annex, bro. Gotcha Annex. Normally any game where a game like this where they roped out, only played 2 lands, only played 2 creatures and disappeared, I would never put this on YouTube. But I feel like the content's too good, man. It's too good. It's too perfect. The setup from the moment I saw the username, it's just too perfect. Give it up for Mr. Legalize, paid actor, in the chat. Paid actor. As Crokies would say, minus $1. Farming those wins. Opponent has a Chandra avatar, 99% mythic. They are going first. Easy mono red opponent. Easy keep. They have a removal spell. What more can you ask for on the draw? To try to keep you from getting run over completely, although Roberto is not great. Not the greatest. Double Torbrand might be amazing, though. This is mono red. Everybody mono red. There's a new set out, guys. Who doesn't want a mono red in when there's a new set? Like, who would ever play something else? We've only seen Teamer Adventures in mono red. Well, it's Saturday night. I guess I'll cast some creatures and burn spells. Yes, I know I'm doing it too. Shut up. This isn't a roast CGB. This is CGB roast the client. Oh my gosh, they have the hand I had earlier. Roberto. So, Fireblade Charter. Straight up trades with this card. Quite the tilt. Oh, come on. Don't Embercleave me, brah. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Rip. Like, what the hell, man? Oh my gosh. Is it also Embercleave? Well, it isn't, is it? No useful blocks here. We just have to Royal Champion one of the Fervents. Okay, dude. Good job. Love you. Nicely played. We need like a shock, I guess. Alright. I get it. I do not get to play this game. I understand. Let it be known my opponents keep going first. But this hand still looks nice. Cycling. Balls. Who wins this matchup? I imagine going first is a big deal. My prediction is that going first wins this matchup easily. But we'll try. Who knows? What are you doing with one red? Are you out of cyclers? There's no way you have another creature to play. Interesting. What do you make of that, everybody? Well, I say we're gonna get some damage in. The opponent might have the land that they can play as a removal spell, so 1 damage to any target card. Nope, it was another cycler. They just didn't decline to deal me an extra damage. They gave me an inch. Can we take it for a mile? Stay tuned. That's not good. Would you like to cycle? Good job. So far they've had a bit of a god draw. They even threw away a point of damage because who needs it? So we can't Embercleave. What can we do? We can play a second Robber. The opponent might trade their Rescuer. The Fervent Champion can attack for sure. Yeah, I think it's this, and then the Fireblade Charger after. We've got to be aggressive. Oh, we should have played it first just to steal stuff. I forget about that with Robber sometimes, but I don't think it will be relevant this game, to be honest. $13. Still a long ways to go. If everybody gets to attack next turn... Actually, if the Fox attacks, we can block and kill a Rescuer? That's pretty good. Or we can be attacking our opponent and cleaving on the cheap. At this point, they're still a little ways off of the flare. But killing one of their creatures could matter a lot. Alright, I've talked myself into this play. Those tokens are bad news. Charger. Alright, so 3, play this. I guess we could reveal what? I don't think there's an instant speed 1 mana card, but we'll play the mana first anyway. Gives away a little info, don't think it matters. We know what we want to put the cleave onto. A Robber, for sure. A certain Robber? They all trade. I'm just deciding whether or not I want to exile cards with the Robber of the Rich here. I don't think it's important. I can't imagine what cards of theirs I really want to play that badly. They didn't cycle first. They might not have it. And we have a Charger to put in front of the Fox again. Alright, leave them. Down to 6. Charger. End turn. This is a warrior. We can put the cleave on it, but it costs 3. I was trying to think of a way to make something unable to block. This is gonna be close. If they have Zenith Flare, of course we're in huge trouble. But it's only for 5 right now. And it is all their mana. No attacks. Cowards can't block warriors, but unfortunately, it's not can't block, it's only can't block this. We can give this trample, I don't think that matters. It does feel like they're going to Zenith Flare this, which I don't have a good solution to. So let's just turn this sucker sideways and see where things land. Double Robber triggers. Land. Land. Gross. Fox over there. Over here. So we can pump with Castle. I don't think it does any good. This is going to get flared. And I don't have a way to kill it. Pumping doesn't do anything. Alright. Yeah, they got around to it. Down to 10. You plus you. Now we can make the Fox unable to block our board for 1 mana. So the opponent needs more blockers. Their cyclers in the graveyard are at 6, so if they hit me for 5, they still don't have enough to flare me dead. They have another flare. Life is hard. Alright. We have to try to deal enough damage to them. I could attack... Man, I still don't have a way to kill any of my own stuff at instant speed. If I did, I could avoid the life gain of the flare. I need to put enough pressure on them, though. I think I hold this back. I could play Robber and then attack for 8. And I could pump these to threaten the lethal. That way I don't spend 3 mana on the cleave. And I still have a blocker for the Fox. But they can flare my face, but I won't die from it. What if they flare this? Do they win? Possibly. Ooh, I got another blocker though. So I think if they're sitting on flare, what I would do is flare nothing here and make me put the mana into this. Then they can flare the charger. And then they could potentially cycle and kill me. But it looks like that's not going to be the play. So, how many flares did you draw, dude? Yeah, they do have a removal. Glad we played around one of them. It's a big critter. Dare you attack? No. Not a good rip. Not a good rip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can deal 6 to this thing, but I can't deal 7. I guess the opponent doesn't know my hand, so I could bluff attack with the charger. Worst case scenario, I deal 2 damage to the opponent's face. They might be scared. I could also attack with Robber. It's a really compelling attack. But we do need a blocker. And I think the Stinger has to be the one. Alright. I guess the odds of me hitting a 2-drop playable aren't bad at all, right? And if I hit a startling development, that would be clutch. Alright. Fine. Hit a good card. What? Not what I expected. So if the opponent has a removal spell, I think they win. But I have to take my chances. I'm 100% sure we could have won this game on the play. Do more damage to the face. No attack. And me with nothing. Hold this, buddy. So these things aren't getting smaller. I think I just have to try to hit a good card. I don't think I have a choice. Come on. Oh, that's another startling development. We needed that. And... that's a joke, man. Alright. What a frustrating game. What? I do hate cycling more than mono red. I've decided that's just true. And we are back for the post-game wrap. And my mama always said, if you don't have anything nice to say, just say how you really feel. If you really, really hate it. No, she didn't say that at all. I think you know what she said. Say nothing, but that's that doesn't work on YouTube, man. I hate mono red a lot, but I respect it. I try my best to respect it in the games I play, and I will try to give you advice. I do think Fireblade Charger is a good card and that you should play it. I think this card, I mean, either I don't know how to play it or it's just really bad on the draw, but I think this card is just awful. I want to play this card 0 times. What I want, quite honestly, is Royal Eruption. Just give me a burn spell instead. Help me clear the way. And what I also want, maybe more shock. Just having 1, I rarely drew it. And there's also another removal spell. It deals 4 damage. And if Omnath is doing its thing, you guys may want to play with it. It's Thundering Rebuke. So 4 damage to target creature or planeswalker. So I think you should give this a try. I think you should play Royal Eruption. I think that the creature count being 30 is too high, even though it's an Embercleave deck. I would definitely say I would not craft Kargan Intimidator until we're sure it's good. Now, Strategy Master 123 likes it. He's winning. He's a mono red expert. Me, I'm a mono red novice. I don't know what's going on, but I'm not feeling this. Not even close. So for me, this ain't it. But obviously, everything up here is powerful. All the mythics, all the rares, a lot of them left over from the last set. I'm also not sure about this. We never cast it, but we did have it in a spot where it could have been good. We just had other things to do in our hand. But you can imagine a world where we drew it 1 or 2 turns later with nothing in our hand, and it could win the game. So I still think this card should get played. And I like the Charger. I just want more ways to pump it, so maybe more Rimrock Knight isn't a bad idea. Anyway, my take on the deck. Be on the play. If you stats nerds really want to help me out, if you watch till the end, Cool Kids Club, put how many times I was on the play versus the draw. Could be fun. And thank you for watching this video. It was a long day. I'm going to go get some rest. I'm going to come back jet fueled up and ready to dominate, show you guys some Dimir Rogue, some blue-white control, the stuff you know and love from the channel. Thank you for watching this video. If you're a mono red mage, I hope it helps you. Thank you, Strategy Master 123, for the list. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.